What's up, you guys? So today I'm chilling with Omar. I'm at his house. J Station's here too. We are actually about to have somebody coming as a surprise. You guys are gonna have to wait to see who it is. It'll be on omargoshtV's vlogs channel. It's gonna be on the Omar Gosh vlogs. Okay, guys. So the surprise that we're doing is actually Omar is going to be in the Tampa Bay Tribune today. The writer is here right now.
Like homeless guys asking them for money.
Oh, you watched those videos? Those
Yeah.
are some of my favorite videos.
Yeah, ones where you were giving away. There was a few of them that had to do with people who were on the street.
Downtown Tampa.
That's why they caught my attention, because
Yeah.
they were like, look for Tampa videos, look for stuff like that. And I think back then I had reached out to you even at the time, and it was like, you were probably super busy. Or
It was at that time, yeah.
Or you weren't like sure, like, who's this guy at the time.
I ain't gonna lie, my biggest problem is I've probably never even seen your email. And there's a couple emails recently happened. If you know what I'm talking about, go check out James's channel. You could also check out I'm J Station's channel. He has a video about Disney and what happened to him. But we're talking about, like, you know, our job, like, being so hard. A lot of people will sometimes say in the comments, like, hey, why don't you get a real job? And they don't understand, like, this is probably one of the most difficult jobs, I mean, personally, that I've ever had. I'm not sure about Jay.
Yeah, it's up there, man.
It's up there, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, we constantly work at 7 days a week, really hard. And we were saying that, you know, sometimes people with really, really good talent here on YouTube have given up because of the comments. You know, sometimes, like, comments can pierce through you and, you know, you take them real personal. And Chris pulls out something here that, you know, because he's in the same line of work. And he has this on his keychain. Here, check it out right here. Never read the comments. That's awesome. But, I mean, sometimes you gotta read them. My comments, 99.9% of the time now, and I'm sure yours are too, they're all, like, love. You know, and that's what's cool about eventually having a fan base. You know, it eventually turns into love. But when I was just starting to do this, man, I would get so many toxic comments, people saying to go kill yourself and, you know, go, like, I don't know.
If I see you, I'm gonna do something bad, you know?
Yeah, things like that.
Things like that.
I mean, we still get those on occasion, but now if you drop a comment like that, like, you will get roasted by our fans. And so, yeah, don't leave any bad comments. Yeah, you'll get roasted by the fam. Sure. Just thought I'd share that with you. Thought I'd have some awkward silence. I remember doing someone's hair one time, and they told me, oh, this family, you know, they do YouTube videos, and, you know, they make like $10,000 a month. And I'm like, holy shit, $10,000 a month? That's a lot of money. Like, and I mean, I already had a YouTube channel. I was doing like gaming videos with my son and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna start putting work in. I'm gonna start uploading consistent videos. If something happens from it, you know, hey, that'd be cool. And, like, this is the thing with YouTube. I think this is with anything that you invest in. If you treat it like a full-time job, it will eventually become not only a full-time job that pays, but one that pays well. And, I mean, you know, before you reach a certain point, it's a lot of time invested, a lot of free, you know, you have to put your own money. And, you know, I remember it took me about 3 years to eventually start making any kind of respectable.
Well, you started off doing pranks, though.
Yeah, I did prank videos. And then,
I mean, what's like the first one that you remember doing that actually got?
here's another pair of socks in here. And then check it out, man. I got a black sheet here for you if you want to use it maybe at nighttime.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells good too.
You want me to pray for you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, let me pray for you, alright? It was like my first, like, ever video that went, like, super viral.
So when that starts going viral, I mean, can you remember the feeling, like, maybe you check your YouTube channel and you're just looking at the number of views on it.
Oh yeah, it was like, I mean, because I had never gotten a video in the millions of views. Like it was crazy. It was actually overwhelming because at that time I had Facebook, and I don't have it. I can't do that right now because.
Yeah.
But I was getting tons of messages from people, like just people saying like, "Hey, you inspired me," and I even had a couple other people. They say they started like nonprofit groups because of that video, and they started doing things for the homeless because I guess they never really paid much mind to homeless people. I have an event going on. I started doing this. I haven't done it in a really long time, but I have one coming up April 23rd at Amazing Love Ministries. Awesome place, by the way. They feed homeless people. If you're ever down there, it's every Monday. Every Monday.
A lot more than that. They
Wednesday.
put showers in there.
Yeah, it's
church
really
in
cool.
there.
What's it called? Amazing Love?
Amazing Love Ministries, yeah. But on April 23rd, which Monday is always their biggest day, they get like hundreds of homeless people that show up, and they do a big feeding, and they do like a church service. And
Well, that'd be a good article to do if you want to go up there that day.
oh yeah, we're gonna do this right here. I'll show you. Let's see if I can find it. This is what I do. Right here. Okay. Actually, 10
New tonight, a
minutes.
father tries to teach his children about giving to others, and he ends up inspiring millions worldwide to do the same. Him giving shoes to homeless people in Tampa has gone viral. Today, he does it again, but even bigger. He and dozens of
We're gonna do the
volunteers
same
are
thing.
bathing the feet of homeless people and then fitting them with new socks and shoes. Tennis reporter Danica Lawrence introduces us to the man behind this movement.
Watch.
Where your clothes at?
omargoshtv literally gives a Tampa homeless man the shirt off his back. His acts of kindness and generosity, like giving shoes to those who don't have any, have gone viral with more than 3.5 million views on his YouTube video. His purpose, though, isn't to be a YouTube sensation. His efforts are for something more important. Call it a step in the right direction.
These are our blessing bags to give to the homeless.
Oh, look at Max.
Look at Max, how young he was. Oh my
The
gosh.
message of being grateful. Being grateful and thankful for what they have. Oftentimes we take the littlest things for granted, like a pair of shoes.
Not to be greedy and selfish.
So with donations from his YouTube channel, omargoshtv, some help from Kmart last week, and some good faith, he took $1,000 and turned it into
They gave me a
hundreds of
big
shoes
discount.
and toiletries for those in need.
So I teamed up with Kmart here, and you can see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carts full of shoes. Gonna rinse their feet off first.
On Monday afternoon, Omargosh's church members and his kids cleaned homeless people's feet at the
This is
Amazing
what we're gonna
Love
do
Ministries
23rd.
in Eagle.
Okay.
He's fitting them with new socks, shoes, sandals, and the essential blessing bag, which his son Maximo explains is necessary.
Hey, Ethan.
This is deodorant, so
Maxwell,
the
look at
pits don't
you.
smell bad.
Omargosh is moved by his kids' generosity and silly understanding. He hopes this lesson gets them started on the right foot to endless giving.
No, it's not gonna stop.
I'm fascinated by that moment when you're like, I'm gonna quit doing this thing that's like steady money,
Right,
which
yeah.
doing hair to do this. So that's why I'm like stuck on that. So I just wanna like. So, how about, is your wife working at that time? Does she?
No,
Okay.
no, she's actually disabled.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a nurse at one point, and she had to give that up. But yeah, that was a really big decision because I'm the breadwinner, and I didn't make a whole lot of money to begin with doing hair, and to give that up to do YouTube full time was like it was a big deal, and then a couple months later it's like, oh wait a minute, like did I make the right decision? It was really scary, but.
What's your family saying at that time? Are they like, man, are you sure about this? Or
Yeah,
did you have to convince them? Or
I think anybody that makes any kind of decision, like as far as something that is not common. I mean, having a YouTube channel as a full-time job is not common. But throughout my whole YouTube career, even before, it was a big deal. I mean, I had family, like they didn't support it and they thought it was stupid. And, now it's like, they have friends that tell them like, hey, I saw your son. Or I'm not saying that my parents were like that, but, just like, hey, I saw so-and-so, and and they see that now, like that a lot of people know who I am. You know, that something that they thought was really stupid, you know, it's like a big deal now.
Yeah.
I think that's with anything, you know. If you have a dream, a goal, you shouldn't really worry about what other, including your own family. You would think they would have your back. But
That's mean, yeah, but like at the time, like even your wife, was she
wasn't-
questioning it?
she wasn't that supportive too. Yeah, I'm being honest. Like when I did the prank videos and stuff, which I mean they were really stupid. I used to get pretty good views on them, but yeah, I would film them by myself. I didn't have anybody to help me hold a camera, and I had like little. I mean, that's you can't fake those. You know, I never faked those videos. They were all real reactions, and to hide a camera is. Let me tell you, that is the hardest thing ever to do, and to have like a candid reaction from somebody. You know, so I went ahead and I got these. These helped me tremendously. Check these out. That's a camera and a pair of sunglasses. See there, that helped me
Wow.
do my pranks and take them to a whole nother level. And then what I would do is I'd have a friend that if they could come with me, wear a second pair. You know, and I'd have two camera angles. You know, like doing like cool pranks and stuff.
Wow.
And they're not like in your face kind of as soon as people, like if you're in somewhere public and people see cameras, they get all nervous.
Sure.
And I mean, you end up getting kicked out of places and stuff. Yeah.
Does that happen all the time? Just getting kicked out of places and.
Well, now I mean, I usually vlog. I have like this camera right here,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, there's been some times where I'm like at a store or something, and they're like, you know, sir, you can't film in here. And, I'm pretty respectful, like, but I mean, it doesn't happen very often. Yeah, I think it's more invasive the bigger. Like if I was walking around, holding something like this, hey guys, like
Right.
it might be a little bit more attention seeking and a little bit more offensive to people. But something smaller like this, like it's just people don't really say anything about them.
All right, so things get scary. Things were kind of, it's freaky. You quit your job. When does it start to pick up again, or has it just been?
Well, it's been uphill like ever
Yeah.
since. I mean, it was the best decision ever. It was a little scary, but I think when I started getting into like dabbling with going to creepy places, that's when my channel really started working out. And then I started traveling, because you could only do so much in Tampa or Florida, because I was doing like local stuff, going to local haunted places, and after a while, you can't go to the same place more than a couple times. So I, started doing some traveling, doing little road trips, and
Like, what was one of the first places you went on a road trip doing that?
on a road trip, it's still local, but like St. Augustine, like going, a couple hours north.
Well, how'd you come across doing like the creepy exploring videos? How did that even get started?
That was one of my fears, like going to like a cemetery at nighttime. It was one of my fears, so I was like, you know what, I'd like to go, because there was this really like, I actually wanted to meet you there. It's called Spring Hill Cemetery. It's one of the most haunted cemeteries in Florida. And I met a paranormal investigator there, and she's one of my best friends now. And she has a channel with about 150,000 subscribers, or I think almost 200,000. Her name's G-Team. But she was doing like paranormal investigating like there at the cemetery, and I met her there, and we're like, hey, let's come back at night. And we've been like the best of friends since 2016. It was around that time. And just kind of took off from there, just starting out with a fear. Like, I mean, the stuff that I do now, I would never, I mean, if you told me that I was going to some of these scary places, I would never believe you, because I mean, like I said, I was terrified to go to a cemetery at night. And now it's helped me conquer a lot of fears, and it's helped a lot of my viewers. Some viewers, like, I get a ton of comments, people saying that, man, like, through watching your videos, it's helped me like conquer certain fears, of like, some people have all kinds of fears, fear of the dark and fear of like haunted places and stuff, and now they're they're not as fearful because they see us like going full savage. You know, I mean, I have a really good friend. His name's the Fam, and I met him through YouTube and stuff. He didn't even have a YouTube channel. We just became friends. But he has a YouTube channel now with like 200,000 followers. He was the one that was filming that video at Disney or whatnot. But this guy's like half blind. Like he can't see very well. And he goes with me on these adventures. Sometimes we split up. And I mean, you want to talk about something that could like motivate and inspire somebody? I mean, you know, I know I would complain if I was blind. I mean, I wouldn't want to do anything. I mean, he's going and exploring places blind. You know what I mean? So that's really inspiring. You know, like I would never thought that people would love those kind of videos so much because they were very enjoyable for me.
You find people are responding to those? They like them?
Oh, they love them, man. They absolutely love them. People go on, like, they binge watch my videos. I have people say that our videos are, like, better than Ghost Adventures. And, you know, because it makes you feel like you're there. Like, unlike Ghost Adventures, it's more like a show. Like our videos are kind of like a show, too, but it's more like, you know, like, we're still kind of vlogging, and it's like you're right there in the action and part of everything.
And then with the dumpster diving, because it seems now those are like two of the main ones I see a lot on your channel.
Yeah, dumpster diving.
How'd you get going on that?
My kids one day they were watching some guy on YouTube, and they were like, you know, hey, I wanna go dumpster diving. These people are finding MacBooks and all this and that, Xboxes, and you know, I was like, no, I'm not gonna take you. That's fake. You know, so I took them. And it was a giant failure. Like they got freaked out. They seen all the bugs in the dumpster. But I wanted to kind of show them. So like the very first dumpster dive video I ever uploaded, it was like a failure. There was nothing. We never found anything cool. But people actually liked it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do more. Maybe I could probably find something later on. And then eventually, you know, you could find cool things. So that's how I got into it, through them, and now they don't even go with me. So.
I tried it for a while.
Did you?
Yeah. There was a big article in like Wired magazine a couple years ago that made it sound like so easy. And
it's not
like,
easy.
This guy's like, I go at night, and you know, I'm making $10,000 a month now in my off time, just doing all this dumpster diving. I was like, well, man, I can do that.
Yeah.
And like I went probably for a week, and it's hard. I found some things. Like if I really was like dedicated to it, I was like, yeah, I could do this, but I don't have the.
It's a lot of time,
energy, man. You know, and then you got to figure out how to sell stuff after you find it.
Yeah, that's the hard part too. Then you end up with all this junk and stuff.
That's what I started filling up the shed behind my house with, this like.
Random
Stuff that wasn't garbage, but it wasn't like so valuable that it was like, oh, I'm rich now.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, yeah, this is good. I guess you could sell it.
You gotta go to a flea market is like the easiest way.
Yeah.
Like that's what we did. We would go to like a flea market and rent the booth for like, you know, I think I have a couple videos where we had a little flea market booth. We're like selling all our stuff from the garbage. Yeah, you can't sell it for a lot of money, but some stuff you can, you know.
Find anything good?
Yeah, I mean we found like a Wii U and like PlayStations and stuff, but mainly not in dumpsters. We usually find stuff like that. You know, and this is my favorite thing to do. You drive around. Sometimes people like they'll be doing clean outs. Just recently, we went to an apartment complex right at the first of the month.
Mm-hmm.
People get evicted from their house and they take all their stuff and put it right by the dumpster. And most of the time, the people won't come back, and you have all that stuff for grabs. And sometimes, like we found a tablet, and just all kinds of things, furniture. It's all free. Sometimes, if you go on Craigslist too, they have a section. It's called Curb Alert, and people will put nice stuff out by the curb. It's usually like home evictions. That's way more profitable, or not profitable, but more. I think more. What's the word, from trash picking than dumpster diving. Dumpster diving, you know, you could only find a couple things in a dumpster. When you're driving around and you stop at that one house that has a bunch of cool stuff outside, maybe they cleaned out their garage, you can always find some really cool things, and you can make good money, you know.
I'm not taking up too much of your time, am I?
No, man.
Okay,
That's
cool.
Yeah.
So, let's see. What's a normal day like now? Like,
Oh, like right now, I was doing some video editing. You know, this is a video that I gotta get up maybe tomorrow, or maybe by the weekend, and then I actually have a editor helping me now. I had to go that far because to manage both channels. Like on this channel right here, I'm uploading like 3 times a week. But we stockpile. Like when I go travel, we'll go and film like, you know, bunch of videos. And so I'm traveling like once a month, and we'll go and stockpile on. I mean, but it's like full go mode. I mean, we're just constantly like grinding and filming and filming and filming.
so is that where you were when I emailed you? You said you were
Yeah,
in town?
Tennessee.
Okay,
Yeah.
that you were in Tennessee.
Like this is a video that I filmed there in Tennessee, and I'm trying to get it up now. And
So who all goes when you go on, like, for instance, on that trip to Tennessee?
it's usually me and my bud James. Yeah. Like he comes with me. You know, sometimes it's different, but most of the time it's me and him. And then I got another friend. His name's Mo Sargi. He's got like 1 million followers too. Like we'll usually travel together. He lives in Canada, so we'll like meet up like certain places. And then I have my vlogs. Those are a lot easier to edit, those videos, because they're cut and dry. You know, my main channel videos, they're very intricate. Like they're almost like little mini movies. Let me see if I can pull up what it looks like.
But so for about a week out of every month right now, you're just traveling somewhere and just shooting, stockpiling.
Yeah.
Much.
And during that time, I'm still editing almost daily for my vlog channel.
Okay.
But
So
for
you're
my-
editing on the road.
On the road, yeah, it's a lot.
Do you stay in
of work.
hotels or?
Just recently, I took my van
Okay.
and I slept in my van.
Okay.
But most of the time, yeah, if we're flying, like the trip to Tennessee, it was a road trip. But
Okay. But they're not all. That's not all the time.
yeah, I mean, like in a week or two, we're going to California. We have to fly there, and we'll be staying in hotels and stuff. So we'll usually stay in haunted hotels too, and make videos out of some haunted hotels.
So you're just ringing like as much, like everything you're doing. You're like, how can I just get the most?
Yep.
Like the most content out of it. Like if
Well,
we gotta stay in a hotel, it might as well be a haunted hotel. And
yeah,
then
most of the time though, we stay at places that people suggest to us.
Oh, okay.
Like fans and stuff, they'll be like, you know, hey, why don't you go stay at this hotel? You know, like we had one last year that it was just starting to make Facebook news, and it was the clown motel in Tonopah, and nobody did a video there. And I was like, you know what, I want to be one of the first to go and do a video there. It got millions of views, and it's haunted. It's right by a cemetery, and it's probably one of the creepiest, like in the middle of the desert, and it's small, like
Nice.
desert town, kind of cold out there. Yeah, it's
Cool.
pretty neat. Yeah, if you're
So-
like that way, check it out.
All right. So when you're traveling, you're still doing the vlogs, you're still editing, you're shooting a bunch of stuff. Then when you're home around here, what's a normal day like? What time do you get up?
Well, what time I go to sleep is what really.
Okay.
I mean, I usually get up around 11 in the morning, like sometimes 10, but I stay up like all night long sometimes. Like
Sometimes he lets it overtake him. He gets
Yeah.
consumed.
Well, what are you
Sometimes.
doing all
A
night?
lot of times.
working,
Working?
like editing. Yeah, that takes up a lot of time. I had to hire help recently. I have my friend Gene. He edits. He doesn't edit my video fully. He'll pre-edit it and then he'll send it to me, and then I'll add my finishing touches to it. It takes a couple hours off, but then after I do that, like today's a 2. Like I'll have to edit my daily vlog too, and that's sometimes I'll have 2 videos, like one I upload on that channel and that channel. So there's days like that too. Take up a lot of time. That's a lot of honestly, most of my time is consumed there in video editing.
Editing.
And people don't understand that. Like this video right here, it took me like 2.5 days to edit.
Is that the Spook Bridge video?
Yeah. And when you watch it, you'll be like, oh, well, yeah, it's kind of like a documentary. And I'm putting out these kind of videos that probably takes a film crew months to do. I mean, I don't know if you got a chance to watch it. I mean, it has like voiceovers. I mean, If you
Yeah,
just,
it's well produced. I mean, it's good. Yeah.
like this is the timeline. If you see like all those little clips, like those are all clips. And this started out as like an hour and a half of footage, maybe 2 hours to.
No, that was like 2.5 hours we were there recording.
We were there a long time, but recording, yeah. So and then we made it into a 30-minute film, and people love it.
Are you tired?
I get tired, yeah. I mean, sometimes I definitely lose sleep. It's a lot of work, and that's why like I take it really offensive when somebody's like, "You need to get a real job." I'm like, dude, if you only knew. If you could, you try to do what I do. You know?
Try for just one video. Try to do
Just try it.
You'd die real quick.
You know, that's like telling Steven Spielberg to get a real job. You know, and I'm sure people had told him that before. You know, I think anything that's entertainment related, it's kind of like there was a time where I used to make music, and I mean, even like musicians now, they kind of, I don't think they get the respect they deserve. I mean, you can't do music for money. You have to do it because you love it. I think that's what, with anything that requires work and that has a good payoff at the end.
You ever get to take a vacation where you don't post any videos for a while?
I ain't gonna lie, sometimes like after going on these trips, and people, it's funny because I'll get on Twitter and people are like, "Oh, hope you're having a good vacation." And it's like, dude, this is not a vacation. Like this is work. It's been a while since I had a vacation. But whenever we go on those film trips, they're very exhausting. I kind of take a day or two off, like when I come back home, and I'm in bed for like a day or two, like I just don't move.
Yeah.
Or like the one time I came from California and I was in bed for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Like I was like hibernating. It was like.
That doesn't help with the jet lag.
Oh, the jet lag wasn't so bad. It was just all the traveling, like driving from Nevada to Cali, and there was a time we drove like 8 hours between the two states, and that's a lot of work. That's not a vacation. So yeah. I should take more vacations. Let's take a vacation, babe. It's our anniversary tomorrow.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks.
We were just talking about that outside.
That's the hard thing too. We have so many animals that we can't really just go away. That's why she has to. I'd love for her to come with me sometimes to go film. Plus, we have children.
That don't know how to get up for school on their own.
Yeah.
Do you watch a lot of YouTube aside from your own?
I don't have time to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually my friends. You know, like I'll watch some of and my son makes YouTube videos too. You know, he has like 100,000 followers. He does pretty good. Just kind of a lot of random videos.
Ain't that the truth?
So he's been filming videos too. It's just mainly like my friends that are other YouTubers. I mean, people think that when you're a YouTuber that I get people to share a bunch of videos with me. And it's like, I don't just sit down and watch YouTube videos. I don't have time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but
Most people think that you do.
You have your friend here from Canada. Is that like a normal? Like, do you always have other YouTubers like?
Oh yeah.
Here staying with you? Is that
like
pretty normal?
I mean, not all the time. I mean, like my friend James comes over a lot. He lives in Boca. I mean, I guess it's kind of normal. Mo comes down from Canada. Yeah, we're all friends, so it's like you know, it's like family. And we usually make videos together and we're together. You know.
So, and I don't know that you necessarily feel like you have, but when did you hit a point where you're like, all right, I'm making enough from this to live okay, and I'm not like stressing about it? Or are you still stressing about it?
You'll always stress about it.
Yeah, because it's what scares me is like I'm doing pretty good right now where I'm making, you know, a comfortable living, but with anything entertainment related, you could be in one day and out the other. and like that's why I'm constantly just working and not becoming complacent. Like there's people that do that they'll, I think in any line of entertainment, I think even in the music business too, is like, you know, people like they reach a point where it's like, whoa, like I made really good money, and then they take this long break, and then when they come back they were replaced with someone else. And yeah, I guess I mean, for me now, I just want to sustain what I have. You know, if I could keep making what I'm making, and you know, I'm happy with that. Like, you know, I love doing it. It's very, very hard still, but I mean, I wouldn't trade it in for doing hair again and making $20,000 a year and raising 5 people off $20,000. I mean, that was tough. But I mean, maybe one day I'll reach that point where it's like, whoa, wait, well, now I could, you know, this is just optional. But I don't think so. I think I would, no matter, like, even if the money, like I would just keep doing it just because it's fun, you know?
I mean, obviously you don't want to reveal how much money you make.
Yeah.
But, I mean, are you talking, you know, 5 figures a month? Can someone make that much when they have a YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is it way more than that?
No. I mean, I've never hit 6 figures in a month before.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, it's very possible.
Oh, there's some YouTubers that make 20,000 a day.
Yeah, I got a friend that makes 20 grand a day. A day. I mean, I haven't even come close to that. Like, that's really hard to do. But I think for him it's pretty easy because he has the fan base, and you know.
What are the different ways? I mean, I know I don't really understand how it works at all. I don't think anyone does.
Oh, how you make money on
Yeah,
YouTube?
like I know you make some probably through YouTube, but
Well,
I'm guessing there's like a lot of other stuff you got to do in order to.
Well, like right now, this year's become interesting because like I got independent like brand deals, like people wanting to advertise like directly, like where I mention them in my channel, and that's been really good. Selling like T-shirts and stuff. Like, I mean, it's not enough to live off of, but you know, you make money off of that. But most of your income does come from ad revenue. Like, if you ever see a little advertising pop up like during a YouTube video, YouTube gets most of that money from that, but the creators make. That's how I make my money.
Okay.
But you know what? Compared to like television and like movies and things like that, like we are way underpaid for the amount of like, I mean, some of these YouTubers, like we're bigger than some movie stars, you know what I mean? And
It's all based
socially.
on views. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. You can have 2 million subscribers, but if you're not getting the views, you're not making.
And there's
money.
people like that, and that's what is kind of scary, is that I have friends that have millions of followers, and like my vlog channel with way less subscribers is getting more views. So it's really nothing to do with subscribers. It's how your fans are like engaged with your content and stuff.
So you could have a ton of subscribers and
Make nothing.
Oh
people
yeah.
just aren't watching.
And that's happened to a lot of YouTubers that like there's this one channel called Epic Mealtime, and man, such
Yeah, I remember them.
awesome channel. I mean, I think they got like 7 million followers on YouTube, and they even had a TV show. They had a TV show. I mean, these guys were huge on YouTube, and after their TV show, I mean, I'm not sure what happened. It's like a curse, and man, I feel bad. Like their uploads now, like my channel with 400,000 subscribers gets more views, and I think my friend with 100,000 subscribers gets more views, and that's kind of sad, but that's the whole thing with YouTube. You could be really up on that mountain, and then you could fall.
You gotta stay humble for sure.
You gotta stay humble, yeah, and you gotta stay working. I mean, you can't get comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think that's like when it comes to actors and people that are in the music business, the ones that have done well for themselves, like what do they all have in common? They've constantly been working. You know, I'm not a huge Lil Wayne fan, but the dude has been working his tail off for, I mean, putting out albums after albums, and he's still relevant. Who else? Let's go to actors now. Let's go at The Rock. You know, he's been making movies for like consistently for the last 10 years, and he was a wrestler. You know, so I mean, I think it's all on work ethic, and any opportunity that comes your way, you take advantage of it. But ultimately, when it comes to making money on YouTube, it's usually from little commercials that pop up on your YouTube videos, and it's not a lot of money. It's like a couple of cents per those ads. But when you're having, you know, millions of views, you know, I mean, I have several videos that always get views every day, and you know, they start adding up after a little while, you know. But that's how people are making money. Doesn't mean that you can start a YouTube channel and you're gonna start. I mean, it'd be a big disappointment. YouTube just shut down a ton of channels recently.
Yeah, the new rule they just started on February 20th is you have to have 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 watch hours before they'll even monetize your channel.
Yeah, watch hours. And that was to protect their advertisers and stuff. So I mean, you know, it's not.
Did you talk about the downfall of like YouTube?
Well, I was gonna ask you, like, how do you feel about?
Oh man, it was bad. Like there was a time where, especially with my videos, there was a time where, you know, I'm traveling, I'm spending money on hotels and travel, plane rides, and then not just that. Let's talk about my time. I mean, for example, like this video right here, it took me almost 2 days to edit. I mean, who doesn't wanna, you know, who wants to like put so much work in, you know, and you know, let's say you go to a work site or a job and you work 2 days, and then your check says you didn't get paid for those 2 days. I mean, that would extremely frustrate you. That has been happening a lot on YouTube, and it's not just me. It's been a lot of
the demonetization.
Yeah, they started demonetizing. Actually, I don't know if you heard about that shooting that happened recently.
I did, yeah.
That was connected to that.
To the demonetization issue.
Yeah.
Her channel got demonetized. She got mad about it and went in there and shot 2 people, and then killed herself.
Glad no one died. But I mean, not that I want to shoot anybody, but it was very frustrating, especially when, and this would happen to me. Okay, so I would spend all this money and time on a video, and I was even spending money on editing it, because I have to pay my editor, you know, a couple $100 sometimes to edit my videos. And you put the video up, most of my views come in the first day for my subscribers. So I was getting, all my views would come in. YouTube has this thing where you could like ask for somebody to review your demonetization status. So you would have them review it. By the time they would review it or get to it, like your video was done getting views.
Oh, right.
So I lost, I mean, I have to say I probably lost maybe about 10,000.
Wait, so when did this? I made it sound like I was more familiar with this than I actually am.
The great demonetization.
Well, it started last year.
It started last year. And what is that? YouTube can just choose. Like you put a video and they, for some reason, they don't want it to be monetized. So
they have an
it.
electronic algorithm that senses things based off the thumbnail, the title, you know, certain words,
your tags,
you know, like, and it's really trying to protect advertisers. And the reason why this happened, big reason, and it's a couple of reasons, but one of the main reasons was YouTube's like biggest creator. It was just PewDiePie. He has like, I don't know how many subscribers now, but he had uploaded a video where he went onto this website called Fiverr, and you can have, I've been on the website before. You pay $5 for all these different services, like intros for videos, or if you want to get somebody to do a shout out for like a birthday or something like that. Well, it had these 2 Indian kids. They looked like they were, you know, not Indian, but I forgot. I think they were in India or something. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. But they stand outside and, you know, they're almost like naked. And they're holding these signs to whatever you wanted to say. And he was like, oh, well, I'm going to try this and let's see if they do it. And he had them put "Death to all Jews" on the sign. And he didn't
remember hearing about this.
Well, there was a Coca-Cola or Pepsi ad next to this, and somebody from like I think it was Wall Street Journal, they were like, oh well, check this out, and they called out the advertiser, and that's when all hell broke loose. I mean, so many thousands of dollars were lost. I'm talking about maybe
Millions.
billions.
Yeah.
I mean, so many advertisers pulled out of YouTube for that, and then YouTube was like, well, you know what? They did something quick. And they're like, we're gonna have to protect our advertisers a little bit more, and it started like wrongly affecting a lot of channels. I mean, channels that were very innocent, you know, like channels that do toy reviews and just I don't know. It's been such a mess. It's been a nightmare for a lot of creators.
And that happened to some of your videos?
Oh, it happened to almost every video at one point, and it was very frustrating. I mean, yeah. I mean, you'd upload a video, and then it's like, man, I just spent all that time on that, all that money traveling, and then I can't get paid for it.
What is the main, I don't know, not to be rude, but what's the like main purpose of like your whole interview to what a YouTuber's life is, or?
So honestly, I don't like to come into these situations with like too much of an idea of like what the story's gonna be. I'd rather come meet you guys. Like, you have a really interesting job.
Yeah.
So like my whole thing is like, I just try to find interesting people, go hang out with them, sit down with them, talk about what they do, and then figure out what the story is. So I think, like, yeah, it's probably just, I mean, obviously there's a lot of people that think they could do what you do.
Because a big point, if you didn't cross it, is dealing with fans.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys talked about that, but you have a big fan base, and these people think that you can talk to them all the time. And
Yeah,
don't talk
that's
to them.
one of the
They get
biggest
really
problems,
upset
too.
with you, and they start
Really?
giving like hate comments towards you, and they feel like they're part of your family, and they want to hang out
They
all the
feel
time.
a little too personal.
Yeah, they get real personal with you, and that's
Yeah.
I've had some fans that I'm not gonna name any by name, but I had some that got even the same tattoo as me, and not that that's weird.
Yeah.
That's not. I mean, I actually, you know, I think that's cool, but I'm just saying how much you think that they're a fan of yours, and then you don't give them attention because they think that you could talk to them all day, and then they start throwing around death threats.
And they go
You know,
AWOL.
and that's like that happened to me recently to a fan that, you know, I thought they were really cool. I followed them back, and I would message them every once in a while, and I get, I mean, my Twitter is, it doesn't look big on paper, but I get a lot of tweets all day. I mean,
it's overwhelming. These people forget that you have more than one fan.
yeah, so I don't see all their tweets, and they get offended. And this kid, I guess, you know, it was his birthday, and he was like, hey, it's my birthday, and I didn't see his tweet. I mean, if I showed you my Twitter, you'd freak out. I get a ton of messages, like every hour, and he was like, oh, well, if you're ever in my neck of the woods, you know, I'm going to pay you a visit, and he even sent a friend of mine, like, a picture of a gun, and, yeah,
That's like one of the hardest things as well with YouTube is they want a personal relationship with you because they feel they know you, and you're like, I don't even know you, you know, and it gets kind of scary sometimes because it gets overwhelming. You want to try to be there and, you know,
You could only
talk to people, but
you could only be there so much. That's
impossible.
That's the one thing that I kind of, if you said anything that I hate about being like larger, like having a big influence, is the fact that you can't please everyone, and I'm kind
He's
of
a people
naturally,
pleaser. I'll
yeah,
say
like
it.
I want everybody to be happy, and like I can't speak to everyone. I think everybody wants that personal, like one-on-one relationship, and that's why I got this app that I downloaded. It's called Rise. It's really cool, and you can talk face to face with like some of your fans and stuff, and that's every Wednesday night and Friday night I do that, and I'll, you know, sometimes I get about, it's not a ton of people, maybe like a few hundred people that join,
You get a good chunk.
and I'll try to face chat with them, like face to face, and it makes their day, man. It's cool. Like you see some of them and they're crying and stuff, and
Yeah. Like when we were driving to Gatorland, we were doing that while we were going to Gatorland. I was holding the camera, and we answered, and they just started freaking out when they were on the
when you
FaceTime
pick,
with us.
yeah, 'cause you pick them, like it's kind of cool. It's kind of like Skype, but in a big chat room, you know. But yeah, it's definitely hard to make everyone happy. You know, you could only do so much. They don't
I
realize
guess, and probably sometimes the more I mean, like you're talking about with the one guy that you had messaged with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Once you start interacting with somebody, now they feel like you should always respond.
Always,
to
yeah,
them.
and then they get real offended when you don't, and that's kind of deterred me from doing any more of that anymore. Like I turned off all my notifications for messages. You know, if you follow me on my messenger or whatever, I'm sorry. Are you still recording?
Yeah, I'm.
Okay.
Don't worry,
Okay.
I'll be in there.
But no, I was saying that to your thing. Like it just, yeah, it's hard to. I mean, I have a pretty busy job to begin with, and to take the extra time to message these people out because they want to write you stories. You know,
Dude, let
sometimes.
alone on my, I only have 5,000 on mine, and just for me to even contact some people back, I'll talk to some people for a little bit,
And they want to message you all day long.
and then they'll send me a 1.5 mile long message on Facebook, and it's about this happened with their family, this is going on, they feel like, you know, nobody cares about them, and then they'll start talking about they want to meet us, and they'll get so AWOL about it that when you stop responding right away, because I actually have another job other than my small YouTube channel, they get mad if I don't respond. And it's like, I'm sorry, I have my actual job that pays my bills I have to do before I'm worrying about the 60, 80 people messaging me saying, hey John, I'm in Florida right now on vacation. I would love for you and Omar to come meet with us. And it's really hard because he's always busy with doing YouTube, editing and everything. And then I'm busy with my actual job. And people don't realize this is hard. This is not just, you know, go outside, record some stuff, throw it on your computer, edit it real quick. It takes hours of editing. Like this, so far I've got like an hour or two of recording. It'll take me 3 or 4 hours to get just half of it. Because there's parts of where we're just talking like just talking that is not going to be relevant to the video. And it'll take hours to go through all of it and find what I need to keep and what's garbage, or there's moments of silence. And so it's really hard for people to realize it's not just simple record and upload. And that's the main issue.
So that's another, I mean, I guess that's another thing. If I'm saying like, what is your average day like? So part of it is, a big part of it is obviously your editing. Then there's the days when you're shooting stuff, but you're doing stuff for the vlog like every day.
Yeah, that's usually, it's usually me at home, or, you know, if
going out to run errands and
or sometimes like a part of my vlog is kind of behind the scenes of filming another video.
Okay. And then part of it is probably like going through your email a little bit and seeing like what's in there.
Oh
you
yeah,
have people sending you,
that's a whole nother thing
deals too. And want to do stuff like that.
And I don't even, sometimes I don't get a chance to go through that.
Like you said when you opened it up just now, there was some kind of a ad deal thing.
Oh yeah, it's a.
Just like for instance, because I think that's kind of a interesting detail.
Yeah. I mean, I get like there's this one here. Let me see if I can find it. It's a company. They've tried emailing me a few times. And honestly, that's what it takes. If you want to get a hold of me, like I appreciate your persistence.
I realized I felt like I was like,
no man,
this guy's open to it, but I'm gonna have to like stay on it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that comes down to like anybody that's like this. Like if you, if it's like something serious, you know, and you really want to get a hold of them, just try, you know, a couple times. I mean, they're just busy, you know. But you know, like this guy, where's it at? I mean, I get people that send me messages like on, like they'll send me screenshots of my video and say, hey, there was something crazy right there. You know, it's like, I already know that. Cameo it's like this company where you can book like shout outs, like people can pay you for, you know, like giving a fan a birthday shout out or something, and you get like money for that. I haven't signed up for it yet. They're trying to get me to. I mean, it's really like you're getting tugged from every which way possible.
And then a little bit of time when you do interact with the fans, doing that stuff, like what you're doing on Rise.
Rise, yeah.
And then
I just down
maybe
there,
a little bit of Twitter. respond
Twitter,
to some of those.
Instagram, Snapchat.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot.
It's a lot of work, man. It's more than what people give you credit for. I'd say that, but.
Alright.
people forget, like, hey, you're just one person. It's like I wish I had maybe my wife handling like social media and stuff like that. I do everything, like, pretty much.
I think. Well, just so I have this right, because we kind of cut it off on this part, but the YouTube, the demonetization thing, is that still going on? Is that still a problem?
Yeah, it's not as bad, but it's still like before it would take days before they would review your claim, for maybe being wrongfully demonetized. And when you get demonetized, I mean, like, no ads run on your video, so like all the views that I'm getting from all the subscribers that I worked hard for, you're not being compensated at all, like, through it.
Do you remember the first time you had that happen?
No, but I can remember it happening like because it was like, bam, bam, bam. It's like every video you're uploading, you get these they're like little yellow money signs next to your video. And, I just remember it happening in like often.
Are you freaking out when that starts happening?
Oh yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, you're thinking to yourself, like, I mean, because I lost thousands of dollars. I mean, you're
Are you like trying to get in touch with YouTube, or are you like?
Oh yeah. I mean, I tried to get in touch with my manager, and it was tough. I mean, because it's like, okay, so YouTube isn't liking my content anymore. Does that mean I'm not gonna have a job? And that's what's scary, is like you're doing a lot of this work for free, because I take my money that I make on YouTube, I reinvest it, and it goes into buying cameras, and I mean, like, I just spent almost $4,000 on this computer right here, and I need it to work. Spending money on traveling, I just bought my little mini RV out there, and I use that to ride out and make videos and stuff. So I mean, a lot of money goes back into creating videos. I think that's when it comes to anything. Like, if you're investing in it, and not just like money, but your time, it will do well. But when you're investing all this money and like you're seeing that you're not getting compensated for it, it's really scary, because it's like, what am I going to do now? Should I start uploading on another platform? And I did try that. I tried uploading on another platform, and that was a failure. But it's like starting all over again. I mean, even if you tell people, like, hey, I need you to come over here, they don't come. They don't care. They just want to watch their videos on YouTube, and that's what's kind of sad.
So I mean, you're pretty dependent on YouTube.
I'll lose everything. I mean, if I, that's another reason why my work ethic is so high, because I mean, it could easily be taken away from you. So you gotta maximize in your opportunity potentials.
Is it like a love-hate relationship with YouTube then? I mean,
it's more love than hate, I'd say, but I think it's more of a love-fear more than hate. It's like, dang, I mean, you work so hard, and for that to be taken away from you, it could be devastating. I mean, like, I have children that depend on me, and my wife, she can't physically work anymore, so,
I know, that's gonna be the worst part of the video, is randomly all yours. It's all good though.
He's a loud son of a bee.
He's also right outside the window, it sounds like.
Is he?
Yeah.
do you know which one that is? Can you?
That's
Oh,
Sasquatch.
yeah. No, that's not Sasquatch.
No?
That's the other one.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, that's the one we rescued.
Does he have a name?
No, he doesn't have a name, actually.
Only one that's rescued that's got a name is Blackfeather.
Yeah.
And that was the first one we ever caught.
I had a fan name them. So it's like an Indian name.
Yeah, it is.
Native American name. Blackfeather.
Did you grow up in this area?
Tampa.
You grew up in Tampa?
Yeah, I went to Jefferson High School and Chamberlain High School.
You're loving me right now.
Yeah, born and raised, man. What about you?
Ocala.
Oh, that's right. You said Ocala.
Yeah, but yeah, I was born and raised there, but
You're a Florida boy, like me.
first generation. There's not many people you meet in Florida that are born from Florida.
Exactly. They're all from like New York.
Exactly.
Hey, come on, man.
Oh, sorry.
But that's where my parents came from New York. Well,
did they?
Yeah, right before I was born. So I'm like, I have like the most Yankee family, but but I grew up in Ocala, Florida, about a bunch of horse farms. So.
Do people ever say like you look like somebody? I'm like starting to ask him questions.
I know, right? It turned into a two-way
I gotta get this
intervention.
Do I look like somebody?
What up?
Chris has been asking me so many questions, man. He's putting together a really cool news article. So I asked him a couple questions now. One of the questions I asked him is like, you know, if anybody like said, hey, you look like somebody, like what would that person be? I don't know, like, have you ever been at like
Are you familiar with Scott Baio?
No. What is that?
Look up Charles in Charge. You don't remember this?
Okay, yeah, you do look like him.
Yeah.
Okay, I know who that is.
I'm not exactly thrilled about that one.
Yeah.
You know, Ralph Macchio when I was younger.
Yes, yeah, Ralph Macchio.
Probably still look like I don't know what Ralph Macchio looks like at this.
I'd say you're better.
2018.
You're better looking
Oh,
than
thanks.
Yeah. You know who I'd say you look like now, though? Tell me if I'm right. You know what I'm gonna say?
No, who?
Dude from Impractical Jokers.
Yep.
Sal.
Omar.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
You look like him, bro. He's got like the same. You're
Like he has his hair just how you have your hair.
Yeah.
And everything.
I have to look at a picture of him again, but I know who you're talking about.
Let's pull him up here. Oh. Kind of look like Sal.
I gotta love that company right there, right, Omar?
Oh yeah. So.
Freaking trolls.
Jokers. There he goes, right there.
That's a small picture.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, here's a better picture. He's got
Yeah.
glasses.
All right. I see it. All right.
There goes Sal right there.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, nah, he's a good looking dude. I think he's Spanish too. I want to see the dance he does. Oh, there he goes. Yeah. He's lost a lot of weight. He used to be like kind of. Here's another. He used to be kind of bigger. Dude, he's so funny. He's my favorite guy on there.
Everyone tells me how good that show is, but to be honest, I haven't really watched it. I mean, I think
It's
I've
so
seen
funny.
it before, but yeah, I need to check that out again.
Yeah.
It is really funny.
Now that I don't have a twin.
Doppelganger.
Long lost twin.
Did you go to school after high school? Did you go to college?
No, I went right because I took cosmetology like
Okay.
in high school. I just went right into doing hair.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I did hair for 15 years.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
You must have been good at it.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. I had a really good clientele, like a big clientele. I had all them watching my videos and stuff. You know?
Yeah.
I'd even prank certain clients.
I remember the pranks you used to do on them.
Oh, I'll show you one real quick. It was on TV and everything.
What's up? This is Omar from omargoshtv. I happen to be a hairdresser, and today I have some hair extensions. And I'm gonna act like people's hair's falling out, and let's see how people react when their hair's falling out.
What is that?
I just did her hair color. I'm like.
Music wild.
Jefferson.
This one's funny right here.
My mom wanted.
Yeah, it's like eating your hair.
Where is that coming from?
Look at this hair extensions. That's my cousin. He owns the shop. I even had him doing the prank with me too on some of his clients. He's laughing too. So yeah,
Confused.
I'm confused.
those good times, man. Good times.
What was the name of the shop?
Casa Caballero Salon. CASA and then CABALLERO. Yeah, you should totally mention it here, because they're off of Armenia,
Okay.
like North Armenia. I was showing them the video where the hair. That's a really funny video.
Yeah.
The hair's falling out.
Yeah.
They're like freaking out.
Those videos, like, they didn't really get, they got views, but
Yeah.
I think they deserved a lot more, like, attention for what they were. So funny.
Did you do stuff with video before YouTube? Were you like back when?
He was a
Not really.
rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did music.
Hey, you should do a rapper quick.
Yeah.
He wasn't like that. He just wrote it down like he would write down.
That makes songs. So, I did. I would edit videos for like my kids and stuff. I remember that video I did for Max when he was born.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like before.
He's very artistic. He's got a really creative mind. Real anal too. Oh god, I hear like a little pop sound. And I'm like, what are you doing? You didn't hear that pop? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so.
Oh no, that little
It's gotta
pop
be
is very
perfect.
bad though with headphones.
Small details, man. It's all
That
about
pop
small
is really bad with headphones though.
That's what takes him so much longer to edit too, because he wants quality work in it.
Okay, you guys, thank you for watching. The reason that you guys didn't get to see the whole interview is my phone had died on me. But the ending of it was just us talking about other plans to do more interviews and actually have it where the guy from the Tampa Bay Tribune goes out with us to record a video, man. He asked if we would be okay with him going and recording a couple videos with him in it for his stories he wants to do. I love you though. I'll see you later. Peace.